What I'm doing is I'm turning my camera, doing 360s with my camera on a telescope. Probably guesstimate maybe 5 to 10 degrees at a time. Letting it go light to light. Digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon from the area we call the moon. Trying to guesstimate the amount of trails that I see in condensation trails that YouTube likes to call them condensation trails. Encyclopedia likes to call them condensation trails. But anyways, a couple thousand. I'm around a couple thousand. A heavy day, I would say, would be 10,000 in my eyesight. That doesn't mean 10,000 different jets. Doesn't mean um, the same jet. I don't know what its patterns are, how far they're going, all that kind of stuff. If they're working an area, they're not going all across the U.S. They're just laying them out in patches, and we kind of know that from what I'm gonna reset this because I didn't like where it ended up. Maybe right there, maybe. When you go online over the years, it was always town to town, state to state. You could always find people that were chasers. We call them chasers, I guess. I'm not going to use the full term. But anyways, I was one of those chasers, and I used to track them, do videos of them. Nobody cared. Nobody looks. The few people that do look and do care don't make enough of a difference. You got thousands of friends and family members telling you that you're nuts. So those are just condensation trails. They're all set up for it already. And then so today wasn't even really that heavy of a day, but it was noticeable. There was a blue sky. There were no clouds in the sky. It was that silvery blue, grayish blue sky, peppery, whatever you want to call it, salty sky. And then for them to lay the trails out all day and then this late into the night is very rare. There are some trails, condensation trails, that is, because of course we won't call them anything else. I was calling them mineral streets. I don't know why they had such a problem with that. What's the big deal? I wasn't going to call them what they want me to call them. And that's not what I'm doing anyway. I'm doing the same thing that I'm doing here with the moon. It's a digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon. You're seeing the true creator's work. You're seeing the true creator's imagery everywhere. Feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast from the veil to the ground. That includes the moon. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm doing 360s with the camera on a telescope. Because I'm showing you that you can all do this. This is a $30 cell phone glue gun. I take a glue gun and line up the best I can my eyepiece for my $10 tag cell telescope, and I glue it on the phone whenever I want to do this. And then what I'm doing is I'm extracting the imagery. Now when I go back and remaster the video, I can show you much more. And it's better to go light to light with it for many reasons. And I think I gotta go up here a little bit. start it down a little lower, I think. I mean, if you got a nice telescope, then it's much easier because they move more smoothly. But don't fall for the a lot of people that have moon videos that are online. I noticed they're fucking pictures. They're CGI'd and they're pictures of the moon, photographs of the moon, and they move them through that way. I know it's a lot of light, but I while I'm talking and laughing, I'm not lined up right. Hold on a minute. No pause. No pause on this camera. Let's try that. I'll know in a second. That's still a little bit too much. There it is. Okay. So they're still trailing. It's about 8 o'clock at night. It's already after dark, and they're still trailing. That's not a usual thing. I wonder if they're going to trail all night tonight. They used to trail at night under Obama. They would trail at night. At least early morning, because I'd start hearing them. They were dropping down into the lower atmosphere by like 3, 4 in the morning. I'd start hearing them. And then you go outside to look at them, and they had already condensation trailed the upper atmosphere. And then they were starting on the lower atmosphere by like 3, 4 in the morning. That's why I got to know the pattern. So, they're getting in front of the sun. They were getting in front of the sun with the condensation trails. Pretty obvious. It looks like I'm going to get trailed in, as a matter of fact, in like 2 minutes. There's a big, long trail coming through. It's going to go right in my view. Yep. Let's see. I'll just keep my fingers crossed, hope it goes below, but it looks like it's going to be right. Oh, yeah, it's all right now or 10 minutes or when? Okay, I'll be down in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. All right, bye. I don't think I can get there and back fast enough. Let's do this video. Let's see, what am I gonna do here? All right, might be boring for a couple minutes, for like 5 minutes. I can't shut the camera. Oh, it's already at 16 minutes. So, all right, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna shut the camera down and restart it when I get back. Right? I know I can get there and back in like 10 minutes, but and then I can just continue on. So, okay, just fast forward through the video if you come to this part here where I'm leaving. And I'm going to try to line this bitch up. Let's see. It looks like it's not too shabby. Looks like I got the direction okay. I'm going to be back. Huh? That was a good day, yeah? Good. Yeah, you're gonna do an extra hour of internet shit. You bitch. Why are you doing that? It's slipping on me. Yeah, it's not. There we go. There somewhere. Yeah, she was outside earlier too. Did you let her out? Yeah. Trails all over the place up there. Still trailing. It's about, I don't know, 20 after 8 or something. I'm just squeaking by right now. There are condensation trails, of course. Condensation trails. That YouTube calls them condensation trails. I don't call them condensation trails. I'm only saying that for YouTube's sake. That's what they want me to call them. I'm just pointing it out. I have to do that every time I say that because it's ridiculous. But anyways, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10, and that is to my southeast. Oops, sorry. I was looking up. I wasn't paying attention to the camera. Okay, I'm gonna run it a little lower, I think. Yeah. Maybe too much. It might be alright. If I get a full 360 out of this before they condensation trail my view in, I'll be surprised because I'm getting really lucky. They're all around it. As a matter of fact, I could probably digitally collect the EMNC off the one above it with the telescope. I bet you. I bet you I can. I'll go back to the moon in a second. It's not real close, but the light front, let me see. No. No. Alright. I'll have to wait for them to be right in front of it. When the condensation trails are right in front of the moon or a lot closer. I probably could. If I zoomed way the fuck in, I probably could, but I don't want to take a chance because I'm only going to have the moon for a short time. That looks good. That other big cloud went under my view of the moon, and then there's another one right above it. So I'm getting really lucky, and there's another big one to the right of me, and another big one to the left, but those are going to be taken. Those are going to be taken off in another direction. So I think I'm going to miss those too. I hope. I'm watching the one to the right. Son of a bitch. One of the legs of the telescope or something. Gotta go down a little more. Oh my god. Just does. Yeah, that one above it just came down. Just came down in my view. So it's going by the top of the moon right now, which will be the bottom of the moon in the camera because it's a reverse telescope. Am I right? No, I'm not right. It's like right in front of it now anyways. Can't even barely see it. It just made it look a little shadowy, that's all. And it's staying in front of it. It's obviously thin enough to see right through it, so it's okay. Kind of just like the smoke and the fire this afternoon. It's still in front of it. You can kind of see it, the powderiness in the dark of the night. And that powderiness will go away, but when the condensation trail, when the condensation trail goes away, or is out of the way. Okay, it's out of the way now. Digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon from the area we call the moon. Feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. Over and over and over. There is no up, down, left, right, backward, forward, in or out. See the triangular builders. See them by the gazillions. I'm going to try and do a better focus on this. Let's see, because I haven't touched the focus in a while. Let's see, where the fuck are you? Hey, get over here, you little shit. So you can see what I'm doing here is I'm changing the angles and distances of perspective from my camera to the moon for you, so that when you're watching this video, you're seeing it from a lot of different angles and distances of perspective. I a lot of times say for every degree that you turn, you're changing it, but it's way finer than that. The fine tuning of this, what I'm telling you, is a clock, is the false creator slash creator's clock. That's one of its uses. And I learned some really big stuff watching the hands on the 1 through 9 clock, and also putting it together with the moon map model and the moon clock. And it's been coming to me in the last, I don't know, slowly for the last year, and then more so in the last 6 months, and then more again just in the last few weeks. So, in other words, I'm getting closer and closer to figuring it out. Because now I know the timelines, I know where the timelines are located. Um, I know which timelines are working. I have a general idea, anyways, of what timelines are working, what time zones, frames, whatever you want to call it, and the false creator slash creators part of all of this. Because the time that the moon is keeping has nothing to do with the true creator. The true creator's imagery makes it up, just because the true creator's imagery makes up everything in here. Just like I was telling you about the builders build everything in here, including that moon. Let me try to change this up. Oh, bitch. Try right there. So now I forgot what I was fucking saying. So this is how small it all is, you know? This is how small it all is. It's not the infinite, because zero and infinity are human concepts. They're false. What I'm showing you here, you're going to feel like you can reach out and touch it. And same thing with the stars. What you call planets are not actually planets, because the whole thing, the whole heliocentric model, was a bullshit story. Start with the zero and infinity. Start there and get rid of all the rest of it from there. It's a good way to clean house, is just start with the zero and infinity nonsense and get rid of that, and then all the science and math all falls apart, and start over with what you can see with your own eyes. You know, it's funny too, because, like, I don't know about funny, but it's interesting. Everybody's denial, lying to themselves about all these things that I've been showing them for years. Talking about family, friends, people on the street, and YouTube as well. But it's more strange when it's in your everyday life. You know, there's nobody, no one's gonna look. No one wants to see reality for what it is. It's really, really weird. It's like living in a fucking Twilight Zone episode, you know? Because, you know, I've been doing these moon videos and stuff too for years. And even um, exposing my kids to the reality, because that's what it is. I'm not gonna. It's not my own reality. It's the reality. Is frowned upon by everybody. Everybody is against it. Um, they have to go to school and learn all the lies. So the best I can do with that is let them know that. They don't believe me, but at least they have someone telling them. So when it becomes more obvious, and it actually is more obvious even right now, and our children are being denied the obvious because we want to keep them living in this realm of falsities, the human concept. Get over here, yo. It's fucked up. You know, they can go to the soccer game, they can go to the football game, they can go to the baseball game, they can go to all these school functions and all their dances and all their shit and after school programs, and so they're kept away from their parents more and more. Let's see where that goes. So we're never allowing ourselves to see the reality, and we're not allowing our children to see it because we start programming them from a very young age on behalf of them, because we are them. I'm gonna have to change the angle on that one because, oops, bitch. I think it's gonna be there somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, that ain't bad. far off? Yeah, way off. Okay. I'm just gonna go there. Yeah, try that. So I'll mention too that I don't think I can get back in the Miguel Everyone channel ever because they're not giving me a 1 week suspension this time. And this is the first strike. I haven't had any other strikes in 90 days, not that they told me about anyway. So I had copyright claims, but those were just copyright claims. They weren't copyright strikes because anybody that wanted to use Oliver Anthony's music to make videos, he was giving them on YouTube permission as long as you gave credit to him for the music. And I was, because the name of the series was Oliver Anthony's series. So I don't know why they kept copyright claiming me, and they did that a lot. I got, because the series was to him. So of course I was going to do that. That was the whole point. The whole point of everybody that I call out. Or I should say why I call them out. Who I do. Who I do. I don't know where the fuck this thing's right here, maybe. Let's see what that does. Not too bad. Okay. All right. There's another 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like 4 of them good sized ones that are ready to go in front of the moon again. Those things that YouTube calls condensation trails. There are hundreds of them around me at the moment, but in direct line of my moon video is going to be one, I think, unless it goes below it or above it. But I don't want to take the chance, so I'm just going to do some bigger turns so I can, and I'm not going to go light to light for the end of this. I'm just going to do this. And also I can tell my lens is fogging up. It is, yep. My lens is fogged because all the windows are fogged on the cars. And I can tell it's not as crisp and clear as it was before either, so that's all right. I got enough. I should go wipe the lens with a tissue, but I'm not going to bother. Just a couple more turns. Yep. And that condensation trail is gonna, one of them's gonna be in my way in a minute, for sure. Maybe like 10 minutes. Oops. I just don't have the touch tonight. My nose is running, dripping all over the camera phone. And I think I gotta be further over here. Okay, try that for a minute. Oh yeah, holy shit. Holy shit. You know, I never shined a light on it before. I always just assumed, and I could feel the towel was wet when I was done. Oh my god, it's real bad. It was, I don't even know how I was still seeing the moon. Ouch, ouch. Wasn't out of focus before. Fucking lens was all fogged up. And now here comes this trail. This condensation trail, what YouTube calls condensation trails. What Encyclopedia Britannica calls condensation trails. So I'm going to just have to keep turning. Okay, I'm almost back at my starting point, and I'm almost out of time. It's already in front of it. There's already a light mist in front of my view of the moon, and then the larger one that it's attached to. It was all one trail, but I'm only getting the skinny end of it now, and then a couple minutes. I wish I would have wiped the lens off earlier, though. Imagery is much crisper and clearer. Okay, all right, I'll be back.